Hey everyone, this is Wetslicks. We're back on TT Isle of Man Riding the Edge 3 for another career mode video. Today is a big one. Today's qualifying. We are qualifying for the race. Of course, in the race, we're going to have 6 laps to contend with as the full Superbike race. So we're going to put in a few laps today, see kind of what our pace is looking like. Been practicing a lot, been working on the bike a lot. So I've changed quite a bit on the front suspension. This will give us an idea of what we're kind of looking for time-wise. Sort of between 16-minute 30 and 16-minute 50, fine. Yeah, suspension-wise, changed the front suspension setup quite a lot, including spring preload going up a whole bunch, and that was to make braking a lot more stable. The idea really was consistency. That's really what I've been chasing the last couple of weeks. Just a little bit more consistency and consistency of sort of feeling with this bike. So you might also notice the electronic settings have also gone up a bunch, which is going to make us slower. I've got maximum settings at the moment for ABS, traction control, and anti-wheelie. Ooh, massive moment over that bump there, but okay, we're through it. Yeah, because I was feeling like every time I was touching the brakes, that was happening. Just need to be a bit more cautious maybe there. Yeah, and as you can see, it's still happening. We're still getting those moments, but it's not nearly as bad as it was before. I think it's just as... it's really annoying when that happens. Just occasionally, when you start applying lap, the AI will touch the brakes for you as you come onto Bray Hill. Hasn't happened that time. Oh yeah, no. Try again. 5th gear and then lean back on that corner is kind of crucial because it just gets a little bit bumpy. So off we go, down Bray Hill. This is it now. Full focus for the next little while. Over here, 5th gear, just to touch the brakes and lean the bike back so that you do a little bit of a wheelie. Nice and gentle down here, get a good exit. And just found, yeah, a lot of these sections and places was stopping, wobbling about too much on the bike, too much wheel spin, just too much unpredictability really from the bike. And the way that I ride tends to be quite heavy-handed, I would say, generally. On the brakes and the accelerator. So, and because we are going to have, this was terrible, not a good exit there. Yeah, because we've got 6 laps to do in the race, I would love to be able to do those 6 laps without too many crashes. Like, I could live with maybe like 1 crash per lap, but at the moment probably averaging 2 or 3, more like 3. So here, just over again, touch the brakes to get you around there, around Balagary. And I'm looking for the red on the right here. A couple of posts there with red on them. And through there in 6th gear, that was quite nice. Coming through Crosby now, up to the top of the hill. This first section is all just so flat out, and it's really bad for this bike because it is just not good at top speed. We will barely be reaching 200 miles an hour, which the other bikes are doing quite easily, particularly the BMWs, the Hondas of this world. So difficult there under the braking. That's one of the places I crashed countless times. I just need to kind of remember to not immediately smash the brake button. You kind of just need to like back off the accelerator, give the bike a second to settle. It wasn't ideal through there. Should have been a bit earlier on the brakes, I think. Coming into Hawthorne, 2 fifth gear corners, back to back, that one. This one's a little bit tighter. Through there. And then normally my braking marker here is a shadow, which of course isn't here now, because it's a different time of day, and that's why you don't use shadows as braking markers. But of course I do it anyway because I am an idiot. Let's stick in third round here now. Get a good exit, accelerate all the way around, long right-hander there, and then watch out for this corner, which you can take very fast if you're feeling brave. Not feeling very brave today. That's fine. We're coming into the second sector now, Glen Helen. Nice and early for this slow speed second gear corner. Really, you want to brake a bit more there and then get a bit of a straighter exit. That felt kind of slow, but I think it was okay. Really, the most important part of this sector is coming up, which is the exit out of here, up the hill now, third gear, finding a line that allows you to accelerate all the way. It hasn't quite worked out for us there, but we're okay. Had a moment where we were almost on the grass, which really would have been dangerous. Out onto the Cronker body straight. About a quarter of the way through the lap now. Backing off a little bit here for this right-hand kink. Oh, that was very close. That was much closer than it needed to be for a warm-up lap. And down to third gear, finding a line. Not quite the grip. The problem with this new suspension setup is that it's introduced just a touch of understeer. And we're not quite getting the grip that maybe I'm used to, and also the leaning is slightly slower than it was before. Through there, okay. I need to be aware of bumps like that. And now down to the very scary bottom of Bagaro, which can mess up any lap. Tend to downshift here now, down to about 130, 140 miles an hour. Tends to be safe-ish. But you just never know, you know, the line that you take through there. Very dependent on how you land. Okay, not the fastest we could have been through there, but not too bad. Oh, no, come on. Not too bad, actually. Left the braking a little bit late there, but it's worked out okay for us. Thinking in the wrong gear, meant to be in a slightly lower gear for the accelerating there. We're offline onto the pavement, but we're okay. We haven't crashed. Might give us a penalty for that. It's a bit annoying. And wrong gear again. Sorted that out now. Third gear, fourth jump. Okay. Fifth gear, try and find the line through this blind right-hander, and then try not to get on the pavement through this right-hander. Oh, that felt a little bit closer than it needed to as well. Kind of getting to the point of the lap where I normally muck something up. So we're going to try and not do that as we approach Sulby. This way we've got Balafridge to contend with first. Over the jump. Stick the landing nicely. Get the acceleration back on as quickly as possible. Very important to get a good exit there. Probably staying sixth around this left-hander. Over the jump at the end. Keep the bike nice and straight there. And then it's just flat out all the way down to the White House down here. Scrubbing some speed off, and then third gear, trying to find a way to weave through this left, right, left kind of complex of corners, but you just want a nice exit there as much as possible to take you out onto the Solby Straight, fastest part of the lap. We're hoping we're going to be able to reach 200. We're nearly there, but I mean, you know, the BMW M would do 210 there maybe. Leading the speed off. Nice. Very, very easy to outbrake yourself here. And then of course this is Ginger Hall, where Peter Hickman had one of his crashes in the last couple of years. That jump there can throw you off. And this slow speed corner always feels a little bit clunky and awkward to get the bike leaned back over to the right. And then this little jump here can also throw you off. There's nothing, it looks like absolutely nothing when you get it right like that. But there's just a few bumps down here that have thrown me off countless times. And just bleeding the speed up, using the engine brake here. Going down the gears. And this is somewhere where we can gain quite a bit of time on the AI, because they're normally very slow through K-Tree, which is just coming up here. It's so blind and very misleading. It looks like it's going left and it actually goes right, or it looks like it's going right and actually goes left. But it's somewhere you can gain a lot of time. It's somewhere you can lose a lot of time, because you can crash as well quite easily there. Down to third gear now, through there. That was pretty nice. Not getting too eager. Intermediate setting, physics settings, it used to just be flat there, but do have to back off a little bit now. Like stopping a little bit, try and get the good exit there, but it's not too bad because you're coming up to the very, very slow speed Parliament Square. And you just don't want to get too eager down here either. This is somewhere where I feel like I normally lose a bit of time through these corners. I'm not very fast. That corner always looks so fast on the live coverage of the real thing. I can never do it quick. But the mountain is somewhere where we're going to claw back a lot of time. I feel like we're normally quite quick through the mountain. Hate this corner, always hate this corner, but we're through it. And to have not crashed at this stage is looking pretty good. I just need to be careful of low siding on the gooseneck, and then getting too eager up on the mountain, taking the bike too wide. Through the gooseneck. That was quite nice actually. I'm looking for these two left-hand kinks up here. There's one. And there's another. And there's this right-hander. Very easy to get too eager through there and go wide. Getting nervous now. This is actually seeming like a pretty decent lap. That's the kind of thing I'm nervous about though. Just taking the line a bit too wide and not being safe. Need to be a little bit cautious now. Yeah, that was a bit wide. That was not good. No! Yeah. Oh, it was always going to happen, and that was the worst corner. The worst possible corner for it to happen. Because that empties out onto this big straight here, the mountain mile, where you want as much top speed acceleration as possible, so you want a good exit off that corner, not to start from zero. But not the end of the world. see if we can go quick through the final part of this lap now to still set a good time. Getting better and better at that corner, actually. Staying in fourth here. Oh, felt quick. Felt brave through that. Ooh, a bit wide. It's okay, I felt nice and planted on the exit there. Ooh, careful with the back wheel. Don't really, it's cool when it lifts up like that, but it's not, and again, it's not necessarily something you want to be happening to the bike, because it's a big risk that you're going to put it down in the wrong place. It's not really something you can kind of control. Oh, careful, careful, careful. Bit tight. Bit risky. Kind of overdriving it now. A little bit. Is it too late on the brakes? Ooh, ooh, huge moment. I shifted down to first for no reason. I needed to stay in second, so I shifted back to second, and the back wheel just completely went on us. I can't believe we saved that, actually. That isn't normally bumpy there. This corner can be very, very fast if you're feeling brave. We're feeling brave right now. Feeling the grip. When you're in the flow, you just it just makes sense to take these corners at these like super high speeds. We want to be very cautious here though. Signposts, I can never find a way to do this quickly. Wasn't too bad. I feel like I lose a lot of time on this last part of the last sector. Lost too much through there though, I feel like. I don't want to get too eager here either. We come into Governor's Bridge. Come on. Bike just won't turn there. Come on. Hit the wall. Wow, okay. We actually managed to get through the lap. One crash to our name. I feel like without the crash we actually would have set a half decent time, but really I think we're going to be down the end of the leaderboard. Alright, we'll go for another attempt here, but honestly not feeling very confident at all. I know like a 16-minute 20 is possible with this bike, because I've done some practice with the different sectors and adding up all the sector times, which weren't like ideal. They weren't even like super really dialed in sector times, but putting it all together, that is like the lap we did before by far my best lap. by more than 10 seconds, I would say, even with the crash in the worst possible place. So we'll see with this one whether this is the one we can put another lap, but the AI have stepped it up a notch. I mean, there's just some stuff that doesn't make sense, as per usual with this game. I mean, for one thing, Peter Hickman has set an absolutely monster lap with a 16-minute 14 seconds, which is like diabolically fast. And then we've got stuff going on like the only other rider on a Yamaha has like a max speed of 207 miles an hour, which even with a fully upgraded Yamaha would never ever be possible. Oh no. This might be all I've got. This might be all I've got. That was it was a good lap. So somehow the video I had just finishing off qualifying there, explaining the results, got corrupted. No idea how that happened. Just something on the PlayStation messed that up somehow. But yeah, the upshot was we set a 16-minute 50 point something as our best time. I felt like you know, we were pretty decently quick, but the AI had other plans. There were two riders, Peter Hickman and Ian Hutchinson, who set 16-minute 14s, 15s, which is crazy fast. And a lot of the other AI were 60-minute 30. There were a couple of 60-minute 40s. We ended up coming 19th out of 20 riders, which is fine. Really, it doesn't matter because everyone sets off at 10-second intervals to each other. And yeah, so we'll start where we start, and everyone starts on an equal footing. The only thing we were looking for was the last couple of upgrade points that we could have gotten for, I think it's the fairing and rear suspension, the last upgrades that were missing on this bike, but I don't really think it would make a massive amount of difference, and we would have had to be in the top 10 anyway. So we were quite a long way off that, but I'm kind of hopeful for race pace, because the AI doesn't tend to do so well on the races, even though, I mean, the things we're going to have to deal with are tyre wear and the pit stops and stuff. So we might have to be a little bit more cautious because of that. But we have 6 laps coming up on the full course for the race. I think it's going to be a bit of a test of endurance, as it is a very long race to be going around here. But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that we can, if we can stay consistent and not have too many crashes. You know, if we have like 1 crash per lap or something like that, or even 2 crashes, you know, 1 or 2 laps, we will be okay, I think. So that is what we have to look forward to next time. This has been qualifying, and hope you've enjoyed the video. See you next time.